Hello and welcome to this Brainware Group quick bite presentation, which will cover how to report on compliance from within the Spider products. My name is Barry Johnson. I'm a business development manager for Brainware Group in the UK. So Spider License provides a number of different ways in which we can report compliance, either from the manufacturer of the products or the product version level, in order to deliver to you very quick results when you need them the most, be that in an internal audit scenario, an external vendor audit scenario, or possibly because you're coming up for a contract renegotiation and you need to know what you're using versus what you've actually purchased and what you might need to renew maintenance on, if at all. So the way that we break down, just to break down the barriers of the terminology inside the product, we have manufacturers make products. A manufacturer could be Microsoft. A product could be something like SQL Server Enterprise Edition, and a product version would be SQL Server Enterprise Edition 2012 or 2014, for example. So we can report the compliance based on any of those. So if I jump into the manufacturer compliance perspective, I'll be able to see my overview of compliance for all the manufacturers which are enabled in the catalogue, and it gives me a quick red or green to show whether or not there is a problem in the case of all of these here where we've got red compliance. Green would be that either you are exactly compliant, so you have exactly the right number of licenses for your consumption, or it might be that you have a surplus of licenses, in which case there is no problem, and those could be regarded as pool licenses in the event that somebody else needs to request those for installation on their device. So the possibility inside the Brainware Group Spider product enables us to drill down into any of the legal entities to find out the specific compliance around vendors in that legal entity. So, for example, we've got in here the Brainware Group legal entity, and we have Autodesk as a manufacturer. I can click into Autodesk, and then I can find out on which products do we have compliance issues with regards to Autodesk. So we can see here that we've got AutoCAD as a product, and I could again drill down into there. So I've gone from the manufacturer level to the product level, and now at this point here we'll be able to see the product versions inside the we may have compliance issues against. So we can see here we've got AutoCAD 2015 and there's a compliance problem against that. Being able to drill down further into the product, we can then see this view here, which gives us our license balances. And it's possible to actually change the way that Spider applies the various license rights inside the product to filter down on how you want either the best possible compliance, where licenses might be able to move across different legal entities, or downgrade, or both. So our default view is the compliance view, which enables both of those, where we're saying that if there are licenses at a higher legal entity level that could be pulled down into this legal entity, then we're going to allow that to happen, which we term in the product as roaming licenses. But we could, if we wanted to, disable that and still enable the downgrade coverage if we wanted to, or we could disable all rights and just say that only licenses for AutoCAD 2015 may be applied to AutoCAD 2015. And these rights are given in the coverage drop-down boxes there. Similarly, we can change the license relevant legal entities only if we didn't want to show all of the legal entities that might be in this particular scenario. And this enables us to filter the views accordingly, so that if there is cross-charging that has to happen across the organization, that cross-charging can be activated accordingly. But if we wanted to drill down further into the product, at this point here, we have a look at the particular product version. If I go onto the software tab and I need to know on which device this is installed, I can go onto software, click into the software for AutoCAD 2015, go once again into AutoCAD 2015 at this level here, and then we'll be able to see that we've got one installation. Flicking over to the installations tab there, I can see that it's on this particular asset there, and that'll take me into that asset if I wanted to drill down further into that. Similarly, I could have a look at a more a higher view as well from a dashboard perspective to have a look, not just specific vendors, but all vendors in the system from a compliance perspective, which is available from our dashboards and then the compliance dashboard view. So I can quickly get a grasp on what does the compliance look like across my estate, and across which vendors do I have different problems. I can also get a breakdown quickly of which types of license metrics are in use across the estate, which is a handy thing to be able to work out how many perhaps legacy licensing metrics you might be on for some of those different vendors. So we've got the possibility here to be able to filter on either the manufacturer or the legal entity. So if I wanted to filter to be only on the Brainware Group Hamburg legal entity, for example, I can do that, apply that to this view, and then afterwards it will filter and change that view based on only the Hamburg legal entity. So we can see how that changes both the license metrics that are in use, but also the manufacturers that are covered on that particular legal entity there. Similarly, if I want to have a look from a reporting perspective, though, there might be specific reports that I might need to provide. So in the reporting section, if we look at the license management side of things, we can have a quick look to have a look at the license entitlement might be inside the products, which could be interesting for us to work out which licenses we have in there. But also, if we wanted to report specifically on product over licensing or under licensing against a particular product, we can do that as well. So if I wanted to look at product over licensing, I can simply click on this report and it will show me all over licensing inside the solution that we found there. But maybe I only want to find out what over licensing we might have for Microsoft. So all I have to do is simply put into the solution to filter on Microsoft there, add that as a filter to here, refresh the report, and then we'll just see the over licensing that we've got against Microsoft products. We can also filter that based on legal entity. And in any of the views, you'll notice that on the ribbon, we'll also have the possibility to export this either to Excel or CSV as you need, so that if you need to work on this outside of the solution or perhaps re-import it into another solution, or even submit it to a vendor, then that's also possible to do. Interestingly, one of the unique features for Spider License is that we also added in a report for the Microsoft side of things to actually provide the classic Microsoft ELP template or effective license position template. So in this reporting section here from the SAMCloud configuration, you'll see that this template, for those of you who have ever been involved in a Microsoft audit, will recognize this template as being the same as format as what Microsoft have typically used during audit or baseline scenarios. So you can see that we break it down by the volume licensing, FPP, OEM, total license entitlement, as well as doing the licensing allocations to do the upgrade and downgrade rights accordingly, which is a nice feature to be able to provide and export this directly out of the product, as well as the mappings for the way that the ELP template from Microsoft has those mappings. So these are not Brainware Group specific naming conventions. These are what our product versions are in our product mapped to what Microsoft called them from the ELP template. So it enables you quickly to be able to export this view and drop it straight into an ELP template, which is a really powerful feature. So thanks for looking at this quick bite presentation on how to report on compliance in Spider License. My name is Barry Johnson, and if you have further questions that you would like to ask about this, please email me at barry.johnson@brainwaregroup.com, or alternatively, please visit our website, www.brainwaregroup.com. Thank you.